Someday we'll get paid for this.
Hello, friends. It's time for Scrapple News. And from high atop the Scrapple News towers in downtown Philadelphia, IA, I am your reporter, AP Ticker. This week, Giant Vaginas invade Tampa.
I'm wearing a beautiful artistic representation of a very sacred and special part of the woman's body, the vagina.
The polar ice caps are melting even faster.
Holy crap!
And postal workers in the Dirty Jerz now deliver cocaine. But the big story is the Pennsylvania Supreme Court made their handling of the voter identification law their top priority this week, moving the hearing date forward several weeks to September 13th. Now, if the challenge to the law passes, it would give Pennsy voters some crucial extra time to get their affairs in order before Election Day in November. Kudos to the Supreme Court for giving this issue its due. Hopefully, they'll strike this barely concealed ploy to disenfranchise scores of voters down in time for the people to make their voices heard. Neil Armstrong, who made the giant leap for mankind as the first human to set foot on the moon, one of America's greatest heroes, died on Saturday. He was 82. Neil comes from strong lineage. His father, Louis Armstrong, was considered the greatest trumpeter of all times and the father of jazz. He is survived by his brother, Stretch Armstrong, his son's disgraced bicycler and actor Curtis Armstrong. He's the guy who played Booger in Revenge of the Nerds. Godspeed, Mr. Spaceman. Godspeed.
Hey, Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along? I won't do anything wrong.
Time's running short for local graffiti artists to tag the walls of the Divine Lorraine. This historic Philly hotel was once one of our city's brightest landmarks, but has fallen into disrepair. Today, it stands as a sad shell of its former self, making it an ideal target for thrill-seeking aerosol artists eager to risk their necks to tag its roofs and walls. The building will be up for sale in October, so grab those spray cans, you Krylon bombers of the underground. Time is almost up. Speaking of art, police are searching for a woman suspected of stealing a bust of Benjamin Franklin's head from a house in Bryn Mawr. What's the big deal? What's the big deal, AP? You ask, what's the big deal? Things get stolen all the time. I mean, what makes this so special? Well, for one thing, the statue is over 200 years old. For another, it's one of only 4 of its kind. That, and it's valued at $3 million. That's the big deal. To whomever took our favorite forefather's head, please send Frankie home. Please? Folks, AP Ticker here, and if you're like me, and by golly, I know I am, you enjoy a good brew. That's why my friends at the Philadelphia Brewing Company make Kensinger. That's why my friends at the Philadelphia Brewing Company make Walt Whit. That's why my friends at the Philadelphia Brewing Company make New Bold. And finally, my friends at the Philadelphia Brewing Company make Row House Red. Folks, if these were filled with beer right now, you bet I'd be drinking them. But they're not, so let's move on. Thanks to everyone who came out for the Philadelphia Naked Bike Race on Saturday. It was a great time. Beautiful weather, a great 7-mile ride, and all the naked young lasses a man could ask for. I myself rode the route covering my shame with nothing but a colonial-style hat on my head and a tattoo that read, "Made in Pennsy," on my left buttock. Try to unsee that, pedestrians on Broad Street. Just you try. Say, till next time, folks, I'm AP Ticker, and I can't wait to hear your magic touch.
Today I hope to create a strong network of inspired and engaged activists. I want to make waves here in Tampa. I want the Republicans to see that there's dissent and that we're not going to stand for their rhetoric against women. Most recently, Representative Aiken making that comment about legitimate rape and women being able to control the situation as to whether or not they get pregnant. Like, listening to those kind of statements be not denounced, not having those people resign immediately is an outrage to women all over the country.
And why dress up?
To make a scene.